What up, though? Y'all know what it is. You're not tuned into another episode of Everybody Has a Voice podcast, brought to you live from Farm Boy Studios, sponsored by Vivian's Barbecue. It's your boy, Worldwide Wall Street.
It's your boy Q.
Your boy E.
B Blanco.
And today, I got none other than my man Al Nuke in the building.
Yeah.
What's up, though?
What up, though? What up, though?
What's up, now?
Motherfucking Nuke at Night is in the motherfucking building.
Yes, sir.
Now, when it comes to this Detroit hip-hop shit,
Yeah.
Detroit entertainment shit, the scene in Detroit, you've been on this motherfucking scene for a long time.
Definitely.
Now, you've been in the A, making moves in the A, but still, you still have put on for the D.
For sure. It's already been, I don't even know no mayor, governors, nothing in the A. I'm still Detroit and look at Detroit all fucking day. I just sleep in the A. Damn near, move around, but I'm always Detroit.
How long you been in the game?
In the music business?
Yeah.
Man, can y'all believe 1996?
I mean, I know.
My first album came out in 96.
I've been a fan of hip-hop
Yeah.
and a fan of Detroit hip-hop since a kid.
96. 96.
Damn.
Chaos and Maestro.
How old was you? How old was
I was a
you?
young nigga, though. I was, shit, man. I just turned 50 the other day, 2 days ago, May 14th. You know what I mean? So, shit, for me, it had to be, whatever, the 96. I was just a young nigga just getting out of jail, attempt murder, shit. I had to rap. The nigga, it was one of them moves. Like, I had to get out the streets, do something to get the fuck out the streets for real, for real.
You was already fucking around with the music though? Like,
yeah, I always been rapping. I've been rapping since third grade. You know what I mean? Always rapping, but I took it serious once I caught a case and was like, okay, I gotta get the fuck out the streets because this shit.
But in 96, the scene wasn't what it is today.
Hell no.
So
Hell
what made you choose that in Detroit at that time?
Rapping?
Yeah.
Because I always loved it, man. I always loved it. If you think about it, in 96, it was a drought. We ain't had no rappers in 96. You know what I mean? When you think about it. The only people that was popping was Eshawn and Iron, what was the shit? White Clan, ICP or some shit, Yeah, Eshawn was on his Eshawn shit. You know what I mean? So he wasn't necessarily like in the hood and shit moving with it like that. He had his white people. So it was kind of like, and before that it was Smiley and, all of them folks. But they took a hiatus. It was like no music going on. And then like me, Trick, me, Bombshell, chick named Bombshell, Play School.
I definitely remember Bombshell.
Yeah. We set that tone back. Them four, like literally like 4, maybe 5. And right after that came Rock Bottom, you know what I mean? Street Lords,
So what was, who was some of your musical influences? You say you've been rapping since third grade. So who was some of the first rappers that inspired you to say, I'm going to do this too?
Run, LL Cool J, Mosky Ski, you know what I mean? Nigga Mosky Ski was,
Be in our neighborhood.
yeah, that
So
nigga was like.
we like from the same cloth and then music then because to me, as a kid, and I can say I've been rapping all my life,
Yeah.
but the first rapper that nigga to me was Run.
Yeah, Run, man. He made me want to be a rapper.
The first rap song I remember was a Run DMC song.
What about Run's house, nigga? Was like the Run, Pickle Pie, P Pepper, Run Rock Rhymes. I mean, the way that
I'm
Run
the king
was.
of rock. That was the first song I knew.
Yeah, that was heavy.
Anybody that knew me my whole life can tell you. Like on the Sesame Street recorder, we used to listen to that in front of the crack house. That's how I've been fucked up since a child.
Yeah.
With music, with drug dealing and music, I've been in this culture since. That's all I know.
I'm blessed to be birthed in hip hop, just to see where it came from. You think when we had people like Fight the Power and shit, and man, it made niggas feel good about music. Like, ooh, it was like unity. Like when I seen them niggas, damn, who was the nigga? B to the Piper, damn, X Clan and shit, man. Them niggas, bro, they brought a vibe. You know what I mean? De La Soul and all them type of niggas. They brought a real vibe back then. It felt good to be a rapper. Now I'm not excited as much to be a rapper. You know what I mean? I ain't really, I love it. I do it because I love it.
But in 96, that excitement was there.
Fuck yeah. Like,
But the scene wasn't here in Detroit. So what made you say, fuck it, I'm fresh out of jail, this is what I'm going to go all out into?
because that's what I was doing before. I was just trapping and shootouts, ODing niggas. I came from the heroin era, really. You know what I mean? So it was like Donald Goins and all. I'm come from that era, from the hood of Donald Goins. You know what I mean? And we was heavy into that shit. Frank Usher. You know what I mean? And you say those type of names.
You from the east or the west?
I'm from the east side.
East side.
Davidson, 6 Mile, Conant. So yeah, like Frank Usher and all them type of motherfuckers. So it was like a heroin game, real heavy back then. You know what I mean? Mexican mud and Kibo and silver dope and crazy shit like that. So yeah, I always was rapping, but I was more in the heavy in the streets. And then when I seen my niggas get locked up, I was with a serious group back then, of street niggas. You know what I mean? They got caught. You can Google this shit too. They got caught with like 33 bricks and 3 keys of raw in New York. In 97, we got hit. And yeah, that shit was crazy. Yeah, it was a real indictment. Came back down to Detroit, fucked everything up.
So what was your
That's
first
what
album?
forced me to rap.
So what was your first album?
Lifestyles of the Rich and Infamous.
Lifestyles of the Rich and Infamous.
Yeah, I had the Versace coat on, the Versace trench coat, and the
Hey,
gator
listen.
boots.
I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you. A buck.
For sure.
Me being a fan of hip hop back then, I used to think he was like Swagger Jack and Jay.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that because they said I looked like him,
For sure.
but I never.
Like, I think
was never trying.
it's either Reasonable Doubt or In My Life. One of them album covers, the album cover was similar to that.
Mm-hmm. People always said I looked like him back then. Now, what they did do was, since they said that, I had to run with it. Like, because I remember being in Vegas and a white bitch was like, "Oh my God," ran up on me, was like, "Yo, I love you." This, that. And I'm Al Nuke then. I was at the peak of my career. I thought the bitch was talking about me.
Yeah.
The bitch said, "Jay, this and that." After like sucking my dick for like fucking 5 minutes, 10 minutes straight. So I had to put up the hove. Like, oh, the bitch fell out. I said, "Oh shit, that's."
I'd have did that shit too.
Come on, man.
I'm sitting here thinking like, what the fuck would I have did, dog?
I'd have
Bitch
did
run
that
up to
shit.
you.
Yeah, I mean the bitch is happy. You in Vegas, you feeling good. This little white bitch. Nigga, you gonna tell the bitch, nah, I ain't. I was a bitch. I threw up the rock. That bitch went. That bitch fell out. But yeah, I did a song. I did Excuse Me Miss remix.
I was about to ask you.
Yeah, I did that. And so I kind of poked fun at when people was talking about that shit. And just for the record, they'll tell you, like, Excuse Me Miss came out, Jay-Z was getting probably, 80 spins a week, you know what I mean? And then the record died down. Yeah. Then I jumped on the remix. The record went right back fucking up to like 80, 90 spins a week, you know what I mean? And you can check that. The radio will tell you, Coco and, all of them over the bush, man, they all tell you.
Coco, all them people with the radio, like, I know you had a plug with them. Like, you've been tied in with them for a while.
Yep.
And I'm going to take you back to a story that you probably don't even remember.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a show on Arthur Road or something one time, like a summer jam shit. And
Okay.
us as Gangsta Boogie, we from the West Side, we got a record label. Somehow we got on the show. And I'm the star artist of Gangsta Boogie at the time. And
Okay.
I'm everything I'm saying I am on these streets. You know what I'm saying? I got the car, you know what I mean? I'm everything. So we do the show and we supposed to do so many songs, but y'all rush us off the stage for Trick Trick.
Why you saying y'all? Like,
Because it was
my show.
because you was the face of the show. Because you was the face of the show, and
I wasn't the promoter.
But I'm telling you this because all this time I kind of felt some way towards you about this.
And I caught that. That's why I said to y'all. Why did you say y'all? He caught that shit.
You was the face of the show, so they got us off the stage and got Trick Trick on the stage, and
See how a nigga be mad at me though? Like
I acted a fool.
They got Trick.
Right.
They rushed you off stage.
And got
for
mad
Trick
at
Trick.
you.
They got mad at me. Like what the fuck?
I'm out there with the 22s, candy paint, TV,
Man.
PlayStation. I peel off. I'm out there talking shit. So after that, we couldn't get on no motherfucking show or nothing.
But you probably was tripping back then.
I was.
That's what I'm saying.
1,000%.
Come on,
tripping.
back then a nigga be tripping.
That's
like,
what I'm
'cause I didn't trip.
That's
You know
why
what
I
mean?
explained all the goofy shit. Like I'm not glorifying the shit, but I had all the shit that a young nigga could think they can have.
Yeah.
I'm 22 years old with damn near 6 figures in the car of my
They
dream.
Can't tell you nothing.
Can't tell me nothing.
Yeah. And it was money back then.
But the whole time, we blamed you for the shit.
I got a lot of
That
that.
nigga Al New got us kicked off that show.
Let me tell you something. I was one of the first niggas, bro, that had bitches with tattoos. You know, back then you can get a bitch a tattoo, get her like, bitch, put my name on you believe in me, bitch. You know what I mean? Bitch do it, no problem. So I had this white girl named Rachel. She still got this big ass tattoo on her motherfucking ass that says Al's World, like in a globe on one whole cheek. But she was a whore. So she was like fucking everybody.
So
everybody seen that. So you know how many niggas was mad at me? Like, man, fuck this nigga, bro. Like, who the fuck this nigga think he is? But I don't know, bro. When I hit the bitch, the next day the bitch had the tat. I said, oh, damn, okay, bitch. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I used to make a lot of niggas mad.
But listen, my nigga.
Directly.
On this music shit, I've been in this shit for a while. Like in the late 90s, like when you dropped that CD, I was making music. Back then, we was recording on reels and DATs.
2 inch, yeah.
So your first album, like what was that? You recorded on the reels or the DAT?
I had the 2-inch reels and I recorded on DATs and DA88s. You remember them?
For sure.
Yeah, the D88s, DATs, 2-inch reels, all of that shit. I come from that era, so.
What was you remember some of them sessions? Like some of the producers you had on your first album?
Shit, I remember going to see Hella at his house as a kid with just, with him in the basement in a little red house on Warren. You know what I mean? Man, I got so many stories, bro. Like, shit is crazy. Like, crazy stories. You know what I mean? Like, just unlimited. As far as the sessions, man, with 2-inch reels, man, you niggas used to have to fight down there with them because it's like, you remember with 2-inch reels, you couldn't make a lot of records. Them shits cost a lot
of money.
Yeah. So
and you
like,
down there had to one take that shit.
Yeah,
and
you
all
had
that
one
shit.
take it. Now, what I do remember with 2-inch reels, it was a studio Harmony House downtown. The Mob owned that motherfucker. And I recorded my record. It was one of the albums I recorded down there in 1998. And it was the Mob, like the motherfuckers. And we kind of like got into it with them. The Pistachio family, some whole crazy shit. But they had a studio down there and it's 2-inch reels. And they whole strategy was they built a studio trying to take nigga money, right? But they didn't really know Pro Tools. It was kind of like when Pro Tools first came out because you had digital 2-inch reels and then that transferred into Pro Tools. So they had both things there and they were learning how to do it, but they charging us so much fucking money in the process. You know what I mean? We paying like $130 an hour and this motherfucker don't know how to really work Pro Tools. He learning how to work Pro Tools. So once I ran up a bill of probably about $15,000, I'm like, yo, bro, this shit is like, the album ain't even done, fam. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, so, but we ended up paying it and ironed it out. But yeah, that was one of the stories that I didn't like.
That shit used to cost way more
God damn.
back then than it do now.
Fuck yeah, nigga.
It was way.
That's why I don't
way
care what
more.
rappers be talking about nowadays. Man, I need some help, man. You got to get the fuck out of my face, bro. You got everything free now.
Yeah.
You gonna spend $3,000 on the studio, my nigga. You recorded the crib. You can mix an AI now. You know what I mean? Master an AI. Upload for free. Drop the shit and promote, nigga, damn near for free if you staying consistent. What the fuck is wrong? It's all about your discipline. Versus with us, we had to pay for wax records. You know what I mean? DJs needed wax. Wax was $2,000. You remember it was $1,500, $2,000 for maybe 100 records. You only had 100 of them bitches that you had to get out. You know what I mean? The CDs was costing like $2, $3 a CD.
Our first shit got pressed on tapes. Gangsta Boogie Records, our first shit, we had
Yeah, my
cassettes.
shit was on tape. I had
You know what I'm
cassettes.
saying? We go back that far.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
had
I'm saying?
cassettes.
And having them waxes to get pressed to go to the clubs and get to the DJs. You know what I mean? So that shit was a bankroll. And the sad part about it is we all went to jail doing that shit, my nigga. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars chasing this shit and ain't make a dollar from the shit.
Ain't make
All
a
of us
dollar.
went to jail.
Yeah.
So with me, that's why I'm so in tune with what these niggas is doing now. How you have been able to reinvent yourself and stay relevant all this time and monetize this shit, make some money off this shit. Cause so many niggas have died, went to jail for this Detroit rap scene.
And a lot of niggas don't know that, man. I look back at that and I'll be like, when I look at the new artists, you know what I mean? And thank God I fuck with them. You know what I mean? I fuck with all of them. So the majority of them, you know what I mean? From 4-2, you know, of course, Bears and, you know, Payroll and Peasy, all in my family. But even like the newer generations and even like those guys and those names and eras, I don't know how hard, do they know how hard we fought and sacrificed? Some of them do, some of them don't, and some of them don't give a fuck. But man, we was on some Rosa Parks, we shall overcome type shit, bro.
So that's
that we was
why
fighting, man.
I want voices like Al Nuke, Hell of a, Big Hurt, anybody from Rock Bottom, anybody from the Street Lords. I'm even in search of Mossy Ski, Box Smiley, all them type of people, because I would definitely love to have Esham on my show.
Yeah.
Because like when you speak of Detroit hip hop, this shit is it's gonna be legendary. Like we creating a new Motown right now, but people seem to skip certain generations and certain eras of music. Like the 2006 to 2010 era. I think a lot of people skip that era.
Yeah.
Like a KA, a Stretch Money, a Mae West, the Lodge Boys.
It was a weird era though. That was a weird time because I left in 2010, and one of the reasons I left because it was so frustrating. Like it was so frustrating. I did everything. I put the albums out. I put the movies out. I had a TV show. I did a nonprofit. I did the marches. It's like, what the fuck else you want me to do? I'm going in circles. Everybody know me, but what is the next level? Yeah. So I feel like in that 2006 and that 2010, it got a little weird after like Proof died, after a couple people started dying. I think like radio and the industry kind of laid off of us for a minute, you know what I mean? Because they started seeing started getting dangerous, you know what I mean? I remember when Paul Rosenberg was like, he couldn't sign, and Eminem, they didn't want to sign nobody from the D because they were scared niggas gonna have bows on the truck, on the tour bus, you know what I mean? Yeah, this literally came out of their mouths. They said, yo, we ain't about to get caught with no fucking 20 pounds and this, that on the tour buses. If anything that happens, that fucks Marshall up and this, that, and the other. So their theory was that, and it didn't help. That nigga started
to me,
killed.
That era is what got everything going. Like, I want to speak fact,
Okay.
but I'm going to speak my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Stretch Money, Take Money to Make Money is the first song that I think that the city wholeheartedly supported. Radio and everything. That was the first hit song out of Detroit to me.
Well, what about Tone Tone What Up, though?
Didn't that come after?
I don't know. We have to check. But around that time, I can't say
Google
that.
that right quick.
I can't say that because
First single was hot.
Was it around that time? Was it around the same time?
Tone Tone What Up, though, everybody fucking went crazy.
Yes, but I think Take Money, Make Money came before that. But
It might have did.
I could
don't
be
know.
wrong, but
Stretch had a crazy movement.
Tone Tone.
Yeah, he did.
Tone Tone though.
Yeah.
Tone Tone.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have Tone Tone on the show. Tone Tone is even in that era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Tone Tone is even in that era. And that whole era is kind of overlooked because it go from Street Lord Rock Bottom to the Doughboys. That's what a lot of people think.
Yeah. So you know what? You know why you feel like that too?
And
It's
think of this
because-
though. Let me slow you down for a minute. That era that I'm talking about
Yeah.
is when you had your show, when Pirelli had his show, and when my man Lil J was going crazy.
Lil J was going crazy. We always competing.
07.
Which one?
Tone, what up, though?
And
See where your
when-
Take Money to Make Money came out.
I think that's after. Let me see.
No, that's definitely 06.
Damn, I've been around for a long time because I remember when both of these niggas came in the game. I was moving when these niggas came in the game. That's crazy work.
So like,
That's crazy.
it's so much shit
my
I can
brothers,
like.
my brothers.
When I have motherfuckers who've been in the game for so long in the Detroit scene, we can go so many places, and we don't like to keep these interviews all long and boring.
Yeah,
because,
yeah, yeah.
Nowadays,
Niggas will
everybody
talk
just-
forever.
Everybody, but sometimes it's needed to get this shit out here because, like, this is a history lesson. I want somebody to be able to go back and look at this shit years later and be like, damn, they don't know some shit.
A year for 06.
They don't know some shit about Detroit, and they find it from one of these episodes. You know what I'm saying?
No, facts. Yeah.
Because a lot of people just get hip to Detroit because of Vez, because of Doug. So
Yeah.
they don't know the backstory of
Yeah, they don't
the
know
hard
the
work you
backstory.
put in,
Cities
the
and planets.
times you went out of town and a motherfucker looked at you like you was crazy and frisbeed your CD and all that type of shit.
All of that shit. Oh my God. Cube did that to me so hard, man. I didn't all of them.
Cube Yuck Mouth did it to me, nigga.
For real, yuck. Oh man, that's my man too.
No, but we had the nigga. We was on some bullshit because, like I say again, we young niggas getting money. We catch the nigga down in St. Andrews, and we in the cipher with the nigga outside. They got the rapper out tour bus out there. They got on throwbacks. We all got on throwbacks, and my man Luck get to going on, and we in the cipher rap with niggas, and Luck get to going on him in a cipher. That nigga Yuck Mouth got mad, threw our CD off the rapper out tour bus, clowned us down in front of St. Andrews.
Damn.
Yeah, niggas was heartless back then. Type of shit niggas would do back then, niggas get their ass beat right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, them niggas was heartless back then. It's just chump the shit out you. Like, damn. You know what I mean?
He jumped us, and I was on some goofy shit, like, but we had already did some goofy shit, like, right in front of there before, so that's how he made it, because you know how I was living back then on some real shit. We'd have did something to him, but I'd just be gone for the rest of my life. How I thought back then, I ain't had no sense.
True.
And that's the kind of message we trying to preach now. Like, it's a lot of young niggas out here now, like, I'm going to get it, like I say, so many ways we can go, my nigga, but how these youngsters is now. You older than me, you 50.
Yeah.
So you definitely come from a generation older than me. You like the generation I was up under. Where you think this shit switched to where it ain't really no OGs no more? These young niggas is out here like lawless now.
Well, I will say this. I've been promoting this all weekend. Turning 50, right? May 14th. I can say that I'm a triple fucking OG. You know what I mean? And I stand on business. Like, you looking at a nigga that ain't never told, never folded, I don't owe no nigga no ticket. I ain't ran off with a nigga money. Ain't no nigga out here in no city can say, that nigga did some bullshit. You know what I mean? That nigga fucked up. Man, that nigga some whole ass shit. Never, ever, ever. I ain't never did cocaine. I ain't never did lean. I ain't never did pills. I take care of my kids, and all my kids' baby mama say that's a good nigga. You know what I mean? And that means a volume for an OG. That's what an OG really, really the fuck is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't
For sure.
think a lot of these niggas got that no more. You know, I see so many niggas going off liquor, bro. Like, just even being in the D these past couple days, I'm looking at zombies.
That bottle a motherfucker.
That bottle is a motherfucker, man.
That bottle worse than any drug.
Man,
in the world.
what? I'm looking at niggas,
It's
bro.
worse
Like,
than any drug in the
That
world, though.
motherfucker grab a motherfucker.
man, our whole
Yeah.
culture. We talking about men, women. They got to wake up at 3, you know,
Yeah.
fucking 10 in the morning. They going to get a pint. They drinking and shit. And it's like,
6:30, 7.
like, god damn. What? So where's the goals, the attitudes, the moves? So I think we lacking OGs. You know what I mean? We ain't got a lot of OGs that's really out here. Niggas is just kind of winging it. You know what I mean? And the young niggas is growing themselves up. They ain't never really had no fathers, so they don't really respect, you know what I mean, OGs and shit like that. But then they see real niggas and they see the cloth and they respect it. It just be them niggas that, you know, it's in a way old heads, as they call them. In
Because
Yeah.
for real, I be scared of the young niggas. But in all honesty, I don't have no problem with none of them.
yeah, yeah,
But I just know how I was as a young nigga, and I know these niggas is like 10 times dangerous than I was. So I know they'll do it at any minute.
yeah.
But
yeah.
for whatever reason, like when I come to a young nigga or come across a young nigga path, it ain't never no, you know what I mean? It ain't never a challenge to where they feel they gotta,
Right.
you know what I mean?
I go at him like dad, like unc, like I go right in on him. I always been like that. Like anytime I feel uncomfortable or anything like that, I cut into them. What's up, nigga? You know what I mean? What you on? What's good? How you been? Stay out of trouble, man. This, that, I stay, and they feel an authentic nigga that's positive. You know what I mean?
Gotta keep the
Yeah, that I keep that. You know what I mean? Yo, nigga, stay out of trouble, young nigga. You know these motherfuckers. So they be like, all right, OG, I respect that. And so they look at me like that. A lot of times I think older niggas look at young niggas as competition, and you'll never win when the young nigga looking at you like that, because they looking at you like, nigga, get your old ass on. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't look at them young niggas like intention. You
But
gotta-
listen to this. Let me tell y'all something.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline got to be taught, right? We all can agree on that.
True.
Discipline have to be taught. So when a baby is born, when a child is born, turn 1, 2, they know not to do certain shit because you got to spank them.
Facts.
That's a fact, right? When we was in school, I think that we probably was the last generation of this, of the teachers being able to chastise you. Our teachers
Right.
whoop our
Fucking right.
fucking ass.
Remember Mr. Campbell?
Whoop your ass.
100%.
That paddle. You know what I
The
mean?
neighbors
Yeah,
can
yeah,
also,
been
the neighbors
Really
can,
got the ass whooped.
but listen though, the neighbors can also fuck you up too, right?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what I tell people, that white people created this, and they created a lot of fucked up shit. It is what it is.
Shit, how the kids live now.
That
is
when
how
you
they
take
dis-
away,
they
so
parents.
listen though, when you take away the discipline, right? So you took discipline out the schools.
Took it out
You
the
took
household.
discipline out the household, because if you took discipline out the school, you took discipline out the neighborhood, then you took discipline out the household, because if a mom or father whoop their child, they catch a case, right?
Yeah.
This is proven. This shit didn't happen 1,000
that
times.
Planned Parenthood shit.
So when
That
you got to
bullshit.
figure, if there's no discipline, what the fuck you think you gonna get?
Facts.
Bunch of fucked up motherfuckers.
Mass incarceration.
And this is where it came from. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, it come from no father." Or, nah, fuck no, because I grew up without a father, and you know what I'm saying. I
They
wasn't
started
fucked
there
up,
first,
like,
making sure a father
and
wasn't
I know
involved.
I know I'm one out of fucking.
But that's
7
almost
billion,
affected, though. That's
but
affected
I'm
it.
just saying. Overall, this shit was done to a science, bro. This
sure.
shit was done
Yeah.
purposely.
They planned
So
this shit.
yeah, this shit was planned out, and that's where it come from. When you take away the discipline from the school, from the motherfucking neighborhood, from the household, what you get? A bunch of YNs, a bunch of young fucked up niggas.
Yeah.
Point blank.
No
period.
discipline. Yeah. No
Yeah,
accountability.
Point blank. This where it come from.
Let's get back to the music. Well, we can skip fast forward through the music. You know what I mean?
For sure.
It's no doubt about the contribution that you put in for the music and the scene. 17,000 block.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this like you were one of the pioneers with the movie scene in Detroit too.
Definitely. Now don't give me my fucking roses. You know what I mean? Like,
He was one of the first ones.
Yeah,
yeah,
for
come
sure.
on, man. I mean, you can go and pull it up. You know what I mean? We dropped even before 17. Remember Street Life?
Street Life.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Me and Donnie.
For sure.
We had a
For sure.
van
Remember.
wrapped. Nigga had a van wrapped rims on them. We
yeah.
slanging DVDs out that bitch.
I
$10,
forgot that.
$12 a
I
pop.
forgot that.
Man,
Life
we
was
created
fun.
a crazy vibe with Street Life. It was crazy. You know what I mean? And yeah, so 17,000 was just a blessing.
This is a two-part question. For one, at that point in time, that far back in the game, I can probably sit here and tell you Master P was your inspiration. But was it? What made you get into the movie game that early in the game? Was it watching Master P do it, or what
Hell
made you
nah.
want to do it?
To be honestly, I think I don't know. P might have dropped before us. Yeah, I'm sure he dropped before us, but I don't even know. No, I think my inspiration was going to New York, and a lot of people don't know I was in a documentary called Gangstresses with Tupac, and Suge Knight, Tupac, a lot of
major.
bitches. Yeah, a lot of bitches, porn stars, Mary J. Blige, this, that, and the other. So, and that was my man that was shooting it, like from Detroit and live in New York. And he had me come out there and be a part of that motherfucker. And I was just like, damn, you know what I mean? This is some cool shit. This nigga got a camera. He in a high rise. He editing, smoking weed, bitches around. This is some cool shit. And I was rapping at the time, and rapping was cool. But this was a whole different other vibe. And I went on Jerry Springer. I did some crazy shit. Like, I tweaked out.
You went on Jerry Springer.
I went on Springer, bro. Yeah.
91.
You ain't gonna be able to pull it up. I had the people whitewash everything.
Okay.
Yeah, you ain't gonna pull
Yeah,
it
the
up.
people whitewash that shit.
Years ago. So you ain't gonna find that motherfucker. But
Have you ever had any artists?
that I signed?
Yeah.
No, I recently had an R&B artist about 3 years ago. That was the first time I really had an artist. The only reason I don't have no artist because I ain't got no label. So it's like I ain't got no label and I ain't got no budget to spend on you. You know what I mean? So it's like I ain't gonna waste your time. I'd rather give you the resources. Especially if you got the money.
Right.
I'm gonna give you the resources and then I'm gonna force you to learn the business. You know what I mean? Yeah. And nigga, if you pipe up after that, cool. Like I've done so much for any and every artist where I just open the door like, hey bro, this is this. Y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all play it, so that's all.
But with
that's
that
all
movie shit though, what made you see the game that early? Like to say, you know what I mean?
Shit, trying to figure something out outside of rap. Like, okay, let me hustle. Once I went out there and did that shit and I was in that documentary with Tupac, now I'm like, bro, we can go home and do this shit. So I told my nigga, like, we going home and doing that. We going to buy a camera. I'm Al Nuke. Everybody know me in the D. You do graphics, so you could transition into cameras. You know, this was before any nigga was even thinking about picking up a camera. This is Canon XL1 days. You know what I mean? Like, niggas wasn't having no cameras back then, big-ass cameras. But, yeah, we went back into that. We said, bro, we going back and shooting a documentary. And we put all the street niggas in that bitch. Like, niggas was like, I went back to my days where if you pull up Street Life, you'll see a nigga shooting dope on that bitch. And he's shooting in his arm and he doing the residue in his mouth. All them my dope fiends. You know what I mean? Them my fiends straight up from the hood. And we didn't know back then that we couldn't put real shit on there. So it was like the niggas in Street Life got indicted. Niggas went to jail. Dope fiends died. It was like some crazy shit. The pimping part, that bitch went to jail for prostitution. Yeah, motherfuckers went to jail after that. So we ain't know though. You know what I mean? We was just shooting raw, real shit. So, you know, but that inspired me though. Like, I could do this, man. And I learned how to do editing. You know what I mean? And shit like that.
And this is no cap. Like, okay, choices. 3 6 Mafia movie,
Yeah.
17,000 block. Those are movies that came out in that time
Yeah.
that are probably on Tubi right now, but if you just discovering Tubi or just discovering the movies, you could watch them and they relevant to what's going on today. And, you know, certain scenes and shit might be outdated, but
Yeah.
that movie wasn't a bootleg movie back then. Or Choices. Those were top-notch hood movies back then. The
Ray-
quality of it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Baby Ray spent $150,000 back then on that. We spent $100,000 on Street Life back then. You know what I mean? So,
Who you say?
Baby Ray, Cosa Nostra, he the one that
Oh,
executive
that's
produced.
that's my guy.
Yeah. He executive produced 17,000 block. We spent $150,000 on that bitch.
Just
You know
had a
what
birthday too.
I mean? Yeah, May 7th.
Yeah, I was
That's
supposed
my
to
brother.
do a preview.
Yeah.
That's my nigga. That's my
Yeah.
everyday nigga.
Yeah. I feel like I seen you years ago. Probably was with him or some
I
shit.
used to see you down at Hockey Town Cafe.
Okay. Yeah. Used to fuck around there.
That was
Yeah.
earlier 2000.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So the second part, I want to answer that question. the lexicon of
Shit crazy. This motherfucker know everybody, man.
Oh, I used to be around.
motherfucking encyclopedia.
Man,
Y'all don't remember
That
Hockey
boy
Town?
is-
You remember Hockey Town?
Hell yeah, Hockey Town was lit.
That boy is the human know everybody.
They don't remember that.
Encyclopedia.
it's
Hell
the
yeah.
everybody.
But dig though, where the landscape is at right now, I don't even if you want to call it the independent movie scene, the Tubi movie scene. I'm gonna call it the Tubi movie scene because that's the category and that's what it is, the Tubi movie scene. Detroit run the Tubi movie scene basically.
For sure.
When it comes to Tubi, it's Gravy and everybody from Detroit.
True.
Now you might see Criminal Man, the nigga from Memphis. You see him a lot now.
Yeah.
But the
yeah,
faces
he
of
reached out to
Tubi,
me, yeah.
the faces of Tubi is Gravy and Murder, Sino, Diesel, all the Detroit actors.
Facts.
So
Facts.
where that's at now, and you got great movies on Tubi, Botched, and I can probably name a few movies you got on Tubi.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
where that scene is at now, how do you feel like the accomplishment of what we got and like knowing that you was like a forefather of that?
Man, it feel great when you talk about a lot of them people like from Detroit shit. Some of their first times being on screen was with me, and it was like when you look at Crystal the Dial, I had her some shit in Salute the Real when I came out here. That was like 2000, I think 2012, 11. She was down there like a kid, like looking young, like, and you know, a lot more. Diesel, you know what I mean? All them type of brothers, they knew I was doing that shit early on, so it feel good to see what's going on right now in the market. Like, I only would say that I want to see more testing themselves as becoming actors, and I think that's where it's going right now. I think now we done got all of the street stories out, the little shoot 'em up bang bangs, the little soap operas, the little small shit. Now people trying to really push themselves and test themselves, and I know I am. Like, I got a new project getting ready to come out called Roper, and that shit where I'm playing a detective and a serial killer.
And it's crazy you just said that because I was about to bring up my man. Shout out my man King West. You seen Fatal Dispatch?
No.
Dope movie.
Okay.
The nigga play like a sick ass police officer. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like a hood police officer. He was dealing with a chick. She was dealing with a nigga, and she was cheating with him, and he get her pregnant. It's like some crazy shit.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
But it's a dope movie, and I think he pushed the envelope as far as an actor.
Yeah.
As far as the shit, as far as you just see the regular shoot 'em up, bang bang
Yeah,
shit. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
man, we
It
gotta
showed
have
his
good
range.
stories.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We can make good stories, man. Tubi ain't gotta always be just flooded with, you know, I don't know why this nigga got killed, little buttercup, little story, little shootout, little shit. It ain't gotta
Little
be.
buttercup.
Yeah, it ain't gotta be all of that. I think now we done made the money, we done made a couple dollars.
They think
know
that's
what I
the
mean?
only thing that people are interested in from Detroit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
and that's
saying? Which is
terrible.
fucked up.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, it's fucked up.
That's not
bro.
normal shit.
Yeah, it's like seeing a long ass movie of the same thing,
Yeah.
same story. Like, what the fuck? It'd be hard for me to watch that shit sometimes. You know what I mean?
I don't watch all of them.
I get it. You know what I get off on Tubi, balls on a lot of just watching the trailers. Like, I sit there and watch a lot of the fucking hood trailers and be like,
Once you watch the trailer, you see
yeah,
the
it's
movie.
like,
You see the,
because the movie be all the same thing. You know what I mean? The bitch got pregnant. You don't know why the bitch got pregnant. Then the nigga got shot. You really don't know why the nigga got shot. But then the nigga homie had it's the same. You know, yeah, it's the same story. It ain't got no layers to it. You know, it ain't got no real layers. So, you know, but it's changing though. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
I've been seeing some good movies.
Well, now I'm gonna get into Botched.
Yeah.
Botched is relevant as a motherfucker, but
Yeah.
it went left as far as a movie to what's going on Tubi. It ain't a drug dealer story, shoot 'em
Right.
up, bang bang. It ain't the
Yep.
bitch cheating. It ain't one of those stories.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
some shit about these BBLs and all
Yep.
that shit.
Straight
So
up booty shots. Yeah.
What made you want to put that story out?
Man, I got tired of the women like with the fake bodies and the fake. That shit is heavy in Atlanta. It's like heavy everywhere. Like with the girls just doing all of that shit.
And I was gonna ask you that.
Got tired of that shit.
Was it more so Atlanta, being in Atlanta, that brought that more out?
Probably, yeah, probably, because that's all you see out there. And then I just got tired. And then for me, I always want to push myself. I done did the street movies. I done did the heroin movies, the nigga that got cracked, the music movies, the rapper that did this. I done did that. So I'm always trying to think outside the box. So botch, and then I always want to do something I feel passionate about. And I felt passionate about women, doing backdoor surgeries and fucking themselves up. And now it's the lips. Y'all see now the bitches doing the lips. They put injections in the lips. Bitches get pucker lips. You know what I mean? Duck lips and shit. Yeah. So,
stupid as shit.
Stupid, bro. So, that might be botch part 2. I don't know if God put it on my spirit. But, I always try to think outside the box when it come to content. And crazy as it seems, Botch did better than all my other movies combined. What? Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can see that because the relevancy of it.
Yeah.
So many people can relate to that shit. That's like it's a true story that's happening everywhere that nobody want to talk about.
Yeah. I'm putting out rap movies. I got movies with Gucci Mane in them. I got movies with Migos and all of them niggas, and all them shits do good. But that rap shit that shit ain't what people watching on Tubi. Like Birds of a Feather. I did a movie in Atlanta in 2013, Birds of a Feather, which became an Atlanta classic, like a cult movie. In Atlanta, in the South, all in the South, Alabama, North Carolina, South Carolina, they fucking love Birds of a Feather. Like, the shit is like something crazy, but it didn't make me no money. You know what I mean? It was bootlegged. It was, it was ran through by the distribution company and, shit like that. So it was like, but it still was a classic. You know what I mean? It was a classic. And it catapulted Zaytoven to where people know his face now. They knew his music before. Yeah, but
how did you link up with Zaytoven?
That shit was crazy. Baby Ray. Baby Ray used to help Zaytoven in Atlanta early on with Gucci Mane, and Zay would
Call is
yeah. So it's Baby Ray. He put that money up.
I talked to you earlier. I'm gonna call him tonight.
Yep, he put that money back in, and I was working with Baby Ray, like making sure the artists and working the artist shit. And he told me one day, like, man, go to Atlanta, bro, and check on this little nigga Zaytoven. I done gave this nigga a lot of money, and we signed Mac Breezy and these rappers and shit out there. Go check on my investment. And I went out there and I was like, yo,
man, I ain't know that.
Yeah, I went out there and I'm like, these niggas really playing. They don't give a fuck about no damn Baby Ray. These niggas having fun. Like, so I went back and told him, like, bro, these niggas ain't that type of party. Yeah, Ray was getting so much money, he didn't. Long as they answered his phone when he called, Ray didn't give a fuck. But it put a light bulb on me to say, okay, if I was to move, I see an opening right there, and it's in the industry. You know what I mean? It's really, really in the industry. And I went down there. So when I went back, I said, yo, Zay, I'm ready to work with you. I'll shoot your movies, I'll shoot your videos, I'll do whatever the fuck. I didn't go down to Atlanta like, I'm Al Nuke. I rap, nigga, this and that. Man, I came down there like, bro, I'm a nigga holding the camera. What you need? You know what I mean? And it just went from there.
Detroit.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Q.
When did you start the Nuke at Night show?
Man, it's a great question. Probably be 2004, some shit like that. And that motherfucker was #1 for 5 years, bro. Nuke at Night was
You was on the radio.
I
remember that.
Yeah.
Was it
Nuke
here?
at Night was the shit,
Was you here when you did it? Or was you in the A?
I was here.
You was
No,
here.
that was all. Man, Nuke
Go
at
ahead, 'cause
Night.
you a funny motherfucker.
Yeah,
I
man.
remember one skit you did at Palmer Park. That's some stuff.
Oh, them fags was on my ass, man. Pause. You know what I mean? But yeah, they was, man. I used to do crazy shit with Nuke at Night. I feel like for me, that was some of my best creative moments was Nuke at Night because I could be free and I had an audience that really was waiting to see what the fuck we did next. So I often was like, let me challenge the fags. Pause. I don't mean nothing by that, but yeah. And Fago, we battled Fago, we battled Buttermaid.
Yeah, it was just like comedic shit. Like,
Yeah.
It was like some what the fuck? Who
It was
had
Dave Chappelle. I was
exactly.
like Dave Chappelle.
What the fuck? Who
Detroit
is-
Field.
Snoop had a show like Doggy Fizzle Television.
He did? Okay.
It was kind of like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was crazy. And it was good because I was able to go out and shoot. I would go out and shoot. I would come home and edit at night and do the voiceovers and all of that shit and edit. And God is so good because that's what made me be so self-contained into making movies was doing Nuke at Night. Man, I would sit there, I would edit a whole hour show back then, which was crazy to do. You know what I mean? Back then. And I would have to do them 3 times a month, whole hour. And I would have to put the commercial breaks, the content, create the content. I come to your building. I say, yo, nigga, you give me $400. I'm going to do an interview. I'm going to talk about your clothes. We're going to do this. We're going to do. It was real innovative. The shit that they doing right now is all on Nuke at Night, right now.
You think it would have went further if you had the internet?
What? Hell yeah, man. We'd have went. I'd have had a check. You know what I mean? Because I was making good money then. You know what I mean? So if I had the internet, you know, the presence of YouTubes and the social medias, hell yeah, we'd have went crazy, bro.
Why you ain't recreated then?
Because I was off of it by then. You know what I mean? Like when Nuke at Night was done, I was in Atlanta with Zaytoven and seeing Waka Flocka first start out, Bankroll Fresh, Migos, you know, all of these niggas. I was blessed to sit in these rooms and see how Future started. You know what I mean? And all of this shit. And I'm like, damn.
Shit, but that's where the money at right now, ain't it?
Yeah.
Like shows and shit.
But what's going on right now? Not even podcasts. Like, okay, we got a podcast, but a Nuke at Night 2025 version, ain't nobody doing that.
Nuke at Night was
hell yeah.
Because niggas still make videos.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Motherfuckers still make videos. You go on YouTube to watch these niggas' videos. So what if you had a 30-minute show clipping some of everybody else's videos with content in that bitch, and that'd be a dope show.
If somebody was to do it and just have me come about and be a part of it, cool. But I can't babysit it because creatively, I'm not in that space no more. You know what I mean? Just on a creative tip. I'm going after Jordan Peele. You know what I mean? Gary Gray. These motherfucking new directors. Ryan Coogler.
Gary Gray, that guy.
Yeah, Ryan
Man, you
Coogler.
seen Sinners?
Yeah, Ryan Coogler just did Sinners, man.
Man, y'all seen that shit?
On, bro.
I ain't seen it
Man,
yet.
that shit fire.
Yeah. And this a nigga that didn't go to school like that. This a nigga like us, you know what I mean, in Compton that made that movie.
That shit fire.
You know what I mean?
I seen him do an interview. He's still
hood.
Still hood,
bro. Nigga from Compton, man. So I feel like it's ways like that still for me to get in the game. Like, hold on. If them niggas can do that, I can do that. All I need is that one good one where people be like, okay, this nigga really making good movies. You know what I mean? So
what's your ideal movie to make?
Man.
Yo, we like to use the term, Yo T Grizzly first day out. If you can make that hit and it just go, like, what's your who would you be your actor? What would it be about? Everything.
I got a movie I've been developing for 20 years called Race, and I feel like I'm gonna do it in the next 5 years. And yeah, that motherfucker deep though.
And if you had anybody play the lead actor, who's gonna be?
I had to sit on. I had to think about it. Definitely like a Idris Elba like type dude, because it's about a black family that moved to the white suburbs, and you know, their little daughter got friends with a little black girl and a little white girl, and they became friends, but they moved in an all white community. You know what I mean? So it's like a racial film that happens, that plays out. But these little kids end up really being best friends and really loving each other. So throughout all the chaos and just shit that we watch on the news about these families and fighting each other, and this nigga got lynched and this nigga did that, it's all through the whole movie. These little girls, they just want to be friends, and you know, they end up saving each other life at the end. And it just show that love over dudes, black, white, hate, this, that. When a motherfucker really genuinely love, it's inspiring. So that's what I want to do, man. I want to do movies that inspire.
So Idris Elba, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Who would be the lead female?
Kerry Washington.
Kerry Washington. On the white side, though.
I have to think about it. I don't know too many of them motherfuckers. I couldn't even lie to you. I had to think about what you want me to say. Meryl Streep.
Say Russell Crowe.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Russell would be good, right? Yeah, but yeah.
The white side, I don't know
Russell
too many
do
on the white
numbers.
side.
Russell 20. He's 30.
Yeah, man.
Music. You still, like, what's your passion for music right now?
I still do it. I got a studio at the crib. I record. I want to put out some music. I just put out this song called Yeah, Yeah, Yeah. That's really fire. I wanted to do a video while I was here. I might do it tonight. I don't know. I'll be sporadic with music. I feel like for 3 months I'll go to record like a motherfucker, and then I shut down.
Shoot the video tonight.
Yeah, that's how we do it, bro. Like, yeah, shoot a video tonight.
Anybody you work with that you ain't, anybody you ain't work with that you want to work with?
Musically?
Yeah.
No, not really. It's you know, until I find my passion again with music to respect the craft enough. Like, a lot of people ask me why I don't have a Zaytoven Fully album, because, you know, I manage Zay, and he makes some of the biggest beats in the world. But I feel like I ain't I'm not that inspired. I don't deserve a Zaytoven album because I'm not competing the way I should. So that would only be my ego saying I need a Zaytoven album. But to get a Zaytoven album, I have to really be seriously about competing every day. And it's hard to be competing in the rap game. A lot of niggas got this shit fucked up. A lot of niggas be so excited to record a song, put it out, yeah, bitch, and you think you up. Nigga, you got to compete like a motherfucker nowadays, bro. Like, you got to really be in that shit.
Dropping like a motherfucker.
Yeah, you got to drop an album every 3 months. You know what I mean? You got to have 4 albums out, 3 videos, you know what I mean, in each album, and then you got to do content every fucking day, right? Then you got to go and find how to get on Apple playlists and this, that, and the other, you know what I mean? Then you got to work the DJs. You got to still go to the clubs. Man, it's a lot of work, bro. And then, like I say, you got to shoot content every day. So it's like, I got kids, man. I got shit going on, bro.
Detroit music.
You know?
Top 5.
Top 5 or what?
All
right
time.
now?
All time and then right now.
Shit. That's crazy. I'm just going to say in general, I think my top 5 would probably be Peasy. Damn, it's hard. I'm telling like who I respect and who I really like to listen to, like Pay. Damn. Doug.
So that's
Doug.
that's 4?
Yeah,
That's 4.
that's cool. I'm standing on
M,
business.
Peasy, Pay, Doug.
Yeah. And I just started getting on Doug. Like, Doug, my little nigga, I fuck with Doug for years, but really getting on listen to his
I fuck
album
with Doug music
and complete
heavy.
projects. I'm like, okay, this nigga going crazy.
Okay, that's 4.
And of course, I mean, you know, Bezo, that's like my little bro. I mean, that's bro. So I'm gonna go with Bez. You know, yeah,
I don't have no problem with none of them.
yeah. I gotta go there.
But M, you really listening to M?
No, I just respect what he do. Me and M ain't best friends. We know each other. You know what I mean? We got a long history, some good, some bad. But I still got to respect what he did for the culture and everything that he did in general. Not even for the D, just as a rapper. That motherfucker
For sure.
is
Like if you talking about rappers, there's no way like you can leave him off the Mount Rushmore of rappers. Like he can rap like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
but
you can't take
as
no
far as
default.
Detroit, I mean,
If I had to swap him and say who I'm like really listening to, like fucking with like that, yeah, Babyface. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just recently met Rio too. Rio cool, but he ain't from the D, but he cool though. He like a good nigga.
who you listening to the most right now from the city?
That who I'm gonna listen to, who I'm gonna play a whole album. Cause I'm listening to whole albums right now. Checking niggas, shit. Peasy. I'm going Peasy. I just listen to Baz shit. You know what I mean? I'm listening to Baz. I'm listening.
I gotta ask you a question, man.
Yeah.
I'm 41.
Mm-hmm.
He 44.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe I taught this motherfucker how to read at 27?
I can believe it. It's just shit happens. Shit be serious.
Well, don't believe it.
It would have been. I ain't gonna lie. His grand shows wisdom. So
Yeah.
But if you say so, nigga, I learned to not
Somebody watched
argue.
the show and asked this nigga.
The lady I heard.
Did I really
asked,
teach
Yeah,
you
he
how to
was
read?
here.
I did.
Man,
I taught him,
nasty, man.
sweetheart.
I said, what
Man,
the
that shit was
I
funny.
taught him how to read at 27.
yeah, somebody came in.
I was
asked me that
24.
shit,
He was
man.
27. Yes,
crazy.
I taught him.
Motherfucker.
That's for real.
I almost told her to get the fuck up out of here.
Who you think next to blow?
Reading is fundamental.
Carry your ass about this.
Reading is
The
fundamental.
next big thing out of Detroit.
Shit. It's this R&B nigga, bro. I was supposed to met with him too. Derek D or something like. He seen an old school R&B. I can't even think his name right now. You just made me think I got to tap in with him. I done had a busy few days. Him, bro, the nigga hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. But in the rap tip, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, it's hard for me to kind of hear the rap music right now because everybody drill music, killing each other. I
Yeah.
don't be want to hear that shit, bro.
Yeah.
That shit throwing me
either.
off. I like to hear music about a nigga getting some money, fucking some hoes, figuring out a plan.
Yeah, for
I don't
sure.
want to hear a nigga to my ops, this and that. I shot a nigga, bye. I was like, bro, come on, bro.
Yeah, you would get
I
tired.
got anxiety.
Yeah, you would get tired of it after so long.
Yeah, I got PTSD, my nigga. I don't want to hear all that shit.
That's
you
gonna
know?
be the statement, that verse.
Hell yeah. I got little nephews and shit, man. I'm supposed to like listen to their music while I'm here right now. Little nephews and cousins that's been on my fucking head, bro, that I got to listen to stay real with them. But when we go in the studio, I'm going to tell them, like, bro, it's like, I'm not really inspired, my nigga.
And you might gotta tell them though, like y'all gotta make some shit different.
Yeah,
man.
like,
come on, bro.
I'ma
like,
tell
this
'em.
Shit is,
Yeah, like,
this
bro,
shit
I-
is getting old, nah, bro. You gotta come with something something different, some new shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get up
Rap for the bitches. Shit.
I'm gonna get on some bullshit with you for a minute. You an East Side nigga,
For sure.
we West Side niggas.
For sure.
I don't know when this episode gonna air, but Doug, ain't no secret how much I fuck with Doug music.
Yeah.
But Doug about to have a concert,
Yeah.
East Side versus West Side.
Facts.
Who gonna win?
Let me say this. Look how y'all niggas looking. It's our time, bro. I gotta say. And let me say something. Y'all niggas been
Who
winning
time?
for a long
Detroit
time.
or the
It's
West
East
Side?
Side, bro. It's
Nah,
East Side
East.
time. And let me say, because y'all niggas been winning for years. Tell the truth. Y'all niggas had it. Y'all had the shot. East Side niggas was considered dirty. Been getting dirty niggas for a long fucking time. Y'all called us dirty, you scoundrels, savage ass, shiesty niggas, which half of us was, you know what I mean, by default. But now it's like, you know, niggas has got the wave. The East Side got the wave like right now. Who we got on the West that's kind of going hard right now? Give me a hard what? Now I got no pay, of course. Pay is pay, but
T Grizzly.
That boy just dropped today.
come on, man.
Grizzly.
That's default. T is T.
Shit,
Can't be fuck
hard.
with.
Skilly,
T
okay,
hard.
Skilly, okay,
That's
okay,
Skilly.
yeah,
Baby money.
yeah, baby money for the West too. That's my
Yeah.
baby. That's my baby.
T hard though, bro. Like you can't.
T hard as fuck.
That boy just dropped today. Can't
T
be
hard,
fuck with.
bro.
Hell yeah,
I can't wait to
sick.
watch the little movie shit that he did. I can't wait to watch that shit because I seen the clips.
I
Of
was
it.
just
That shit
watching.
hard.
I was watching the Robbery 9 right before you came.
That
in.
shit hard, ain't it? I'm sure it
I
is.
played Robbery
boy.
3.
I mean, by default, y'all got probably the bigger artists when you think about it, though, because you got Skiller right now, which is like going crazy all over
And
the
then
world.
you can't, like-
T Grizzly and like
If the Doughboys drop an album right now, that'll fuck the game up. The Doughboys together right now come back, that'll
Like
fuck
a reunion
some shit up.
album, yeah.
That'll
Reunion
fuck
album.
some shit up.
Kid.
But I think that they there in that space.
I mean,
I be looking at my
I don't
my
know.
niggas.
I'm on
and
the
it's like I
outside.
feel
I'm
like
on the
That's
outside looking
important.
in.
Seem like
Yeah, that's
everybody
important,
is
though.
musically.
is they in a space like that? Can
I
they
don't
bring
know.
that chemistry?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
on the
And that's
outside.
the difference.
But
That's the
still be
difference,
together,
though.
a
They
Team
still hang
Eastside album right now just be as big.
That's what I'm saying.
not bigger.
If Team Eastside did an album, right, I feel like that album would be better only because them niggas are still genuinely in the studio vibing with each other, no egos. They'll call each other, bitch, go in and do a verse. It's normal. Them niggas over there still get money. Like Dope Boys still got money. Niggas don't really care. It's like shit. It's like niggas got money, bro. Them niggas is not like they not competing. You know what I mean? So to speak.
I don't know, my nigga. Listen,
I don't know.
and
Like,
musically,
but solos, they all
musically,
go crazy.
I've been a
It
fan
don't seem
more
like they
of
competing though.
the Eastside niggas.
No, I mean, all
Musically,
labels.
I've been a fan more of the Eastside niggas.
They've been consistent.
I went to that Doug concert.
How was that? Like,
Man.
who won?
The Doughboys.
Dope Boys won. Tell the truth.
The Doughboys.
Doughboys won.
You gonna say that by default,
No,
bro?
listen.
They did.
Listen,
Come on.
nigga, go back. I will go archive my motherfucking Instagram post. When this concert about to come next week, I go archive my Instagram post. I'm making posts about the East Side, saying that the Doughboys can't fuck with them niggas.
I mean,
At that show,
yeah.
the world show, the city show different.
You know,
Damn, for real. So it was like Jim Jones and Rough. It was like Diplomats and Rough Riders.
No, it wasn't
Nah,
that bad.
no,
It wasn't
that's
that bad.
what I'm saying.
No, fuck no.
that's the worst
Yeah,
ever.
hell no.
No.
Okay. It was tough. It was
That
tough.
was the worst ever.
Babyface Ray, one of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
Like, period. Like,
Did Vezo come out? Did Vezo come out for Team Eastside?
nah.
See, that's what I'm saying. We was missing some soldiers now. We was missing some soldiers. Then I heard Dame didn't want to come or something. So Dame got
Yeah,
something.
I seen 4-2 say no, I seen Peasy say Damn ain't wanna come.
Yeah. Like he wanted to check us.
So that
some
bitch
shit, so-
cracking up.
Yeah, so they wasn't fully locked in. But you know, by default, West Side niggas is just y'all got it. Like, you know, got the sauce, got the drip, you know what I mean? And had the unity way before the East Side.
Listen,
True.
Real talk.
I beg to differ, though. Because I think niggas on the East stick together more than niggas on the West.
Now
He said
I
before.
do too.
now they do.
Yeah.
Now they do.
I caught a case on the East Side on Hickory in the 90s, nigga. The East Side always seemed like it was one big hood.
Yeah.
We divided by every street. Joy Road, Dexter, Schoolcraft, Finkel. Every street is a different
But it
hood.
ain't used to be like that.
On
All
the West Side?
Yeah, all
No, on
West
the West
used
Side,
to
it
lock
always
in.
been like that.
Nah, man. West
Is
Side
you
used to
fucking
lock
crazy?
in, nigga. You crazy as hell, nigga. I've been doing this shit for a long time. The West Side used to always like Voltron, nigga. You ever go to Soul Night, nigga?
Nah, ain't that old.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about, nigga. Go to Soul Night, nigga, and you gonna see PAs, 7 Miles. You gonna see Finkel Lab. You gonna see all them niggas
PA
together.
and 7 Mile is a legendary. They don't get along.
Right, but nigga, Soul Night, when it come to that, you got West Side, you got East Side, you got Southwest, and all of them niggas, PA, all of them niggas look at the East Side niggas like, hey man, watch them niggas. Like, it was always that. They would come together.
In an event like that, it might
You know
be
what I mean?
come together East versus West,
Yeah.
but
That's for sure.
overall, the East Side to us on the outside looking
Yeah.
and again,
Yeah.
it seems like it's one big hood. Everybody know each other. On the West Side, like we divided by
each other
certain. It's niggas from our hood. We got a radius of our hood from Grand River, West Grand Boulevard, Livernois, Grand River, but right across Drury Road, we don't even know some of them niggas.
Yeah, we go.
Yeah,
towards
that's
Warren.
crazy.
It's niggas that's right there that we don't even know, right across Drury Road.
Yeah, we go more towards the Warren number streets.
But the East Side ain't. It's like one big hood. Everybody fuck with each
Shit,
other.
we got like fat gangs
Hey,
in our
listen,
hood.
no, but
Period.
on some-
Literally.
Look at even cross Grand River.
That's clear.
Cross with Steve Soul Food at
Yeah.
Philadelphia. And we don't know no niggas over there.
Yeah.
Some niggas we might have went to Northwestern with, but
it's
I don't know
about
nobody
fat
over there.
Crews.
The wood became second home to me.
Yeah, I just think the East has always been together more than the West.
When you get over
on the
there
outside
on the east,
looking.
though, like I've been over there since I got out of last time, so where I be at now.
But man,
Them niggas
what's next for Al
decided
Nuke?
It was time to get some money. They be
What's next for Al
deciding
Nuke?
it's time to get some money.
Man, shit. What's next, bro? I'm doing so much shit. What's next for me is putting me first. You know what I mean? Like I've done a lot for other people, so it's just really about what I want to do. So I'm working with brands. I'm working with, like, I just met with City Slicker, the owner, City Slicker, Mark Clark, the owner. Getting him involved with Mari. I'm talking to Mari. I'm trying to bring Mari sneakers back because I'm trying to do an activation with like Peasy, Payroll, and Big Sean for Mari. So just working like activations and doing shit with Zay, taking Zay to the next level. I'm going to Spain in July. We working out there for like a week with some artist named Young Beef out there. So I'm just really putting me first, making sure I'm part of the process, and of course continue to shoot movies.
That's what's up.
In closing, man, everybody got a voice, man. We always like to give our viewers a positive message, man. So when everybody got a voice, what would Al Nuke use his voice for?
To help create change, man. To help, we still niggified. So, my voice is to help create and inspire motherfuckers. You know what I mean? To be like, yo, you can make moves. One thing about Detroit, you gotta understand, let the world be your backyard. For some reason, we are locked in Detroit, like we can't move around, or you ain't keeping it real. If you go somewhere and try something different or do
Just
something
something
different,
like
I do not want to die on 7 Mile.
real.
I'm not dying on 6 Mile. I'm in Japan. You know what I mean? Call me what you want. It's your fault. However you feel about me is your problem. It's not mine. You know what I mean? Your perception of me is that's your perception. I'm doing shit to make me happy. So I would encourage other people to do that. Do what's in your heart. Don't do what a motherfucker tell you, because I done had people tell me all my career, nigga, don't do that. Nigga, you tripping, nigga, you this and that. And it's like every time a nigga told me that, and then I did it, it went double. You know what I mean? Like, damn, I ain't know that. So niggas in the city mentality got to change and know it ain't shit for me to get up and go to Ohio for 6 months and go work it out. A lot of people don't even know that right now. We up because of people like me went and took the chance, you know what I mean, and brought people back to say, okay, Detroit is moving. You know what I mean? Detroit is moving. I wasn't single-handedly, of course, but it's a lot of motherfuckers that was leaving this bitch saying, hey, Detroit, go check Detroit out. Go check Detroit out. You know what I mean? And now we got a tourist fucking city. We ain't never had no tourist city. You know what I mean? So
Not in my life.
hell no.
This
So
shit
don't
crazy
be
seeing that shit, boy.
Don't keep your mind closed. This bitch feel like you doing time, like you in Dickerson or something.
Bullshit. We just talking about that.
Yeah, it's like you in a medium lockup. You got to get your mind off that shit. Don't be, even if a nigga got to jump on a Greyhound, bro, and go to New York or go somewhere for a minute to get his mind right. I'm not with pills and not with bowls and not with shit. Nah, nigga, just go. You know what I mean? Go to L.A. Go to move around. You know what I mean? North Carolina, Texas. It's shit.
See something.
Yeah, see some shit, bro. Don't die on 7 Mile, bro. Do not give your life to 7 Mile, 6 Mile downtown, because the world is so fucking big. When I left this bitch, I realized, damn, damn, I'm hustling bowls. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. My man right here is trying to give me some money, bro. Just talk through conversation. You know what I mean? Motherfucker sitting on the mountain in Vegas. It's like, yeah, well, my buddy, can you go and do this right here? Oh, how much you got? 3,000. Can you go? It's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? I thought I only had to bang some bowls and, tongue wrestle a nigga for 600 and 650. Man, it's money out here, bro, all around the world, man. So it's like we gotta get off into that shit, man. You know what I mean? Like don't down 7 Mile, don't down 6 Mile. Don't feel like you gotta keep it real with Detroit.
For sure.
Because Detroit is gonna be here.
Yeah.
I feel that.
You know what I mean? You got a life to live.
For sure.
There you have it. Everybody got a voice.
Hey.
Al Nuke episode.
100.